Right, so today I'm basically going to give you a brief kind of introduction to a process of natural link building. And when we're thinking about natural link building, we are obviously thinking about SEO. But it's kind of a process we can go through to try and get our landing pages to a stage where they kind of self-perpetuate themselves in terms of links. So people just keep linking to them for us. This is basically what all this I'm going to talk to you about is aimed at getting towards, okay? So, there we go. Why natural link building? Simple answer, because Google's telling us this is what we need to do. So the objective is not to make your links appear natural, i.e. cheat the system so that you've got a natural link profile. It's to make it that your links actually are natural, okay? But more than just because Google's telling us to do this, natural links are better quality links. They can deliver traffic, they're from real people, they're actually going to give you so much more value than just putting up some blog posts, okay? So, what are these natural links? What do they look like? So the obvious stuff. They're relevant, they're from high-quality sites. Ideally, they're free. Now, hands up here if you pay for links. Really? 3 people think they pay for links. No one else pays for links? Really? I believe that. There's no one from Google hiding here, you know. You can just say. So, we're looking at links that people, because they just want to link to us, because we're going to make the best content you can imagine. And this is content that people actually want, they enjoy, and they actually need. So, content marketing in this sense isn't just about building links. It's about building a brand, building a great community following, establishing your expertise in a field so that when anyone thinks of anything in your industry, they are going to think of you, okay? What I think is really important is that this stuff is not generally focused on sales. So there's content, obviously, for your sales pages, your ads. That is obviously designed to increase click-through. But a lot of content marketing is designed to just build this relationship, which is something that Matt talked about earlier. It was fantastic. So all this stuff still helps increase your bottom line. It's just doing it in a different way. So here's very similar to Matt's, actually, which was quite funny if you saw his talk. This is how I see you kind of connecting your brand with content marketing. And basically, you want to funnel people content in all the different stages. So the first stage I think of is always awareness. And that is just when literally people come across your product, your service for the first time. So that's the kind of segues in other articles, that kind of way you just stumble across a new product. But then you look at consideration and knowledge acquisition, which is content that really establishes why your products are needed, or your services, whatever they are. So it's the content that drives people towards thinking that your product or service is going to fulfill their needs as a business, as an individual, etc. So this is where you need to focus most of your kind of content marketing efforts, because you need to give people reasons to think about your products and services, and then you need to give them the knowledge. And now in marketing, this is all about satisfying a sense of people having made the right choices and maximizing their own gain from your products, okay? So this can be reviews, guides, tutorials, webinars, and basically it's content that makes people think that your product, whatever the price tag, is the best product on the market. So it's the best they can get. And all of this stuff needs to be focused, not on sales, but on building relationships. So it's about making people think really carefully about your product, because you believe that your product's good. Well, I hope you do anyway. And you need to make them realize why it's so good for them. And eventually, we get people into the purchase phase. And those people should by the time they get to your sales page, if it's not, ad traffic, they should be there because they're going to buy. Not because you still need to sell to them. They already know that this is what they want. If you do all this stuff, and if you do it well, you get additional opportunities afterwards. So, next stage in your content plans needs to be content that solidifies your customer relationships, okay? So, what is that? It's workshops, it's tutorials, it's FAQ sessions, master workshops, everything that you can do to provide your customers with extra value. It can be a support forum, email, whatever you need to use, right? Now, if you've done all this well, because people want your products, they're going to go through all these stages, and then you're going to really give them extra value. These people will become your advocates. So they'll help you with your social media campaigns. They'll help you with all the content marketing projects you do going forward, because they'll want to be involved. So you can get user-generated content from them. You can get reviews, feedback, conduct surveys, you can improve your product, and they'll be bringing in customers because you're that good, okay? So this is what I want you all to think about when you're thinking about your content marketing strategies, is how you can integrate this into your content and what types of content you actually need to deliver. Lucas and I are going to go into this in loads of depth tomorrow, so I hope some of you are going to come to that. Right, so how do we get to the natural links? Now, hopefully you can all understand that little GIF up there. And it's basically by cutting out all the bullshit. And this is the kind of crap that we have all been responsible for putting out there on the internet because it used to work really well. So, it doesn't matter what we're using, landing pages, surveys, news stories, press releases, blah, blah, blah. We're all running, integrated campaigns. It's all about having the quality so high that everyone wants to share it and link to it, without you even having to ask them. So the best content rule is cut out all the bullshit. So get rid of every piece of content that is not quite good enough. Cut out all the empty adjectives. Cut out everything that is not giving your customer exceptional value. Once you start to do this, you will start to see a really good kind of increase in your engagement. So, I'd love to talk to you about all the different content marketing methods that you can use. But I've just decided to look at one landing page because I've worked with a lot of agencies and clients who want to do these content marketing projects, but they don't want it on their own site. They're worried that it'll dilute their brand message or it'll, detract from their landing pages, which is ultimately where they want people to be. But this is a huge mistake. Your most valuable content, your most valuable asset is your website. So your top content pieces are going to be on there. So I've looked at an example from Money Saving Expert. This is one of my favorite sites for content. If you want ideas about how to really do content well, this is where you go. So let's have a look at some of these things. So they open with a call to action, which is pretty unusual, but they've got 9 million subscribers. So it's okay for them to do that. This page is updated all the time. It's not set and forget. If anything happens in budget planning accounts, they're going to put it here within a week. So this regularly updated guide. This guide, I can't show you it all, is just over 4,000 words long. And you can see from the contents here that it covers pretty much anything anyone could ever want to know about budgeting. And you've got, obviously, the links if you just want to skim read. So you're not detracting from having short, snappy stuff by having this very big page, because people that just want specific information just go straight to it. People that want a really full understanding we'll read the whole thing. So, this is where, however, this gets really exciting for me. Practical tools. So this is, well, we've got this guide, great, you can read this and you can do a budget. But what they've done is create tools. So they've got a budget planner. They've built this for you to use. And you need to think about what kind of insane value you can give your customers. So if you can make them a free tool that complements your product, and they'll use that, see how good it is, then they'll be even keener to A, share your tool that you've made with their followers or their friends, but they'll also then be really keen to see what your paid product does, because your paid product should do so much more. So, to give you an example of this, like, I decided I'd start filling out their budget planner. Once you've got to about the third section, filling in your details, brings you up with this nice little pop-up. Retrieve existing budgets, save your budget for free. So they invite you to submit your email. They've got a nice little soft call to action here to get you to sign up. But why this is so good is it's giving users a reason to return, because they're saying, do your budget now, come back in a month's time, come back in an hour's time, but come back and do it again. So you can get more value. And what this is doing is increasing their opportunities to convert you into a lead, into a customer. So they're continuously making it giving as many opportunities to get you engaged with their community, with their list, and to make money from you. So I filled this out. Now, it's only now, after all this, so I've spent 10 minutes filling out the details. Apparently, I need to stop spending so much money. And only now are we getting to calls to action. This is like, we've just been given so much value. I didn't, if you were just a normal person, you wouldn't even realize this site was monetized half the time. It's done really subtly. It's kind of, it leads you to it. And this is all affiliate stuff, get your car insurance quote reduced. It's all service-based, but they've just provided so much added value for you. And if you're going to be successful in any kind of content marketing, this is what you need to be thinking about. So, the important question. How does this get us to natural links? And the simple answer is, really, it's the best. It's better than everything else on the web about budgeting. There is no resource out there that comes close to that, okay? I've looked. It provides a service without selling. It's really long. It's actually quite short for their landing pages, 4,000 words, but it does rank by itself. These kind of pages, when you put them up, you'll rank for loads of long tail keywords you didn't even know existed, because you've covered so much in so much depth. You've cut out all the nonsense that stops your content being easily digestible, and it just works. And if people find it, they will want to share it, because it's so good. So now, let's have a look at the links. So, what I did was just a 1-month analysis of how many links this got. And I stripped away all the nonsense, all the scrapey nonsense that exists on the web. And I also took away anything that I thought might have been bought. So we ended up with 42 natural links. 3 comments, 6 forum, 20 blog posts, and the best were the resources pages. So the resource page links came from .gov sites, well, .uk, not .gov obviously, .ac.uk, so like edu and gov sites, and financial institutions, really big places. The comments in the forums were just people asking questions and having these answers. This is a beautiful, diverse link profile. It's Google friendly, it's Google safe, and I went on all of these pages, and they're all perfect natural links. They're alongside other links. They are, obvious conversations people are having, And this is where you need to think about how your content marketing is going to produce this for you. Okay, so if you build it, they don't come. We all know this. You've got to put in the legwork, okay? We can't just spam stuff anymore, sadly. So we're going to have to start building some links. But we're going to do a few things slightly differently. So, traditional outreach. We create multi-format content. So, we're creating infographics about our landing page, and we're kind of embedding them in our landing pages, obviously, slide shares, all that kind of stuff. And the real key is we make it as good. It's got to be different, obviously. It's got to be on different topics surrounding whatever our primary landing page is. But it has to be as good, because then people are going to want it. And we've just got to aim higher. A lot of us still are happy to settle for some, domain authority, 40 blogs from vaguely relevant sites. Just aim so much higher when you're doing a big project. So we want the news sites, and I mean the proper news sites. We want industry leaders. We want government sites. Obviously we want some of the smaller stuff, but we want these kind of things to be our bedrock. So we want all of our links to start with to come from this kind of traffic sources, right? And then, I'm going to have to do this quite quickly. So we target specific sites, and we ask them to link in the same way you used to, personalized direct emails to cover our new thing. And one of the best things we can do is incentivize it. So we can ask these industry leaders to contribute to our projects, which can be as simple as just asking for a quote about a hot topic you're discussing. It can be asking for the opportunity to share some data with each other. It's so many ways you can just kind of get people to contribute to the project. And we can also ask people to contribute to their projects. Now, by the time you've done a 10,000-word landing page, if you're not an expert on whatever it is you're talking about, and I mean an industry-leading expert, or at least getting close, you need to delete your page, do some more research, and start again. Okay? So, then we've obviously do the normal push on social media, paid social media and normal social media. But then I also like the idea of repurposing the content, right? So a 10,000-word landing page gets turned into an ebook, gets rewritten as an ebook, put on Kindle, put on Kobo, put on Smashwords, put everywhere. All our infographics, turn the whole thing into an infographic, put it on visually, put it where, on sites, great thing to offer news sites because they like them if they're good. And we basically repurpose everything so that all this effort we've put into this 10,000-word page can just be reused again and again in new forms, and we can add it to, putting slide shares and things like that. It's great, and it gives us lots more content to offer our readers. So we can also, if we make these tools and things, we offer them to other sites for their readers, because it's one of the easiest ways to get backlinks. Because you just go, hey, we've built this super tool. Would you like it? Just give us some credit somewhere. Thanks. So, after we do this is not a quick process. I would say 6 months, maybe longer. You have to keep revisiting these things. We start to see the rise in traffic, shares, rankings. But what we finally achieve is what I started telling you about. We get it so that people continuously link to us without us having to spend 10 hours a day on research. They'll just keep linking to us because whenever anyone asks, the answer is, my resource is the best. Thank you very much.